meeting of Milliken Board of Trustees of November 25th, 2019 to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Town Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Trustee Trailer,
Here.
Trustee Wakeman,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin,
Here.
Mayor Woodcock,
Here.
Trustee Katie Burak, Trustee Scott Smith, and Trustee Leron Ehrlich are absent.
Agenda, are there any additions or deletions?
Move to approve.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Citizens' comments. Do we have any citizens' comments? You come up to the podium and name and address, please.
My name is John Smedley. I live at 564 Schoolhouse Drive in Milliken. I just wanted to make a comment about the building inspection proposals you're considering tonight. I'm a retired building inspector myself. Kind of semi-retired as a contractor, still building. And I just want to tell you, I've dealt with both of these companies, and I get along a whole lot better with ProCode. So just from my perspective, I would prefer that you keep ProCode.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Any other citizens' comments? All right. Minutes from the previous meetings. Anything?
I was not present.
I was not here either.
I haven't seen anything, so. We're gonna vote on it anyways.
Can I vote on it if I wasn't here?
We could hold them until the next one.
You wanna just push them?
We could do
Better.
that. I think that would probably be best.
All right. Let's see. Acknowledgement of paid list of bills. You must have questions.
Hello, Mrs.
Hi.
Diller. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Fine, thank you. So we paid $12,056.80 to Paint by Krusty for hail damage.
Correct. So that was for one of the PD vehicles and one of the town vans. It's reimbursable by insurance. We pay our $1,000 deductible on both.
Okay, so we will get money back on
Yes.
that. And then waste management, is that 2 months for $85,000?
Yes, it is. She just didn't add that on there. But yes, that is 2 months, correct.
Okay, just making sure. Otherwise, I'd be a bit worried about how much we're paying.
Right, no, that's 2 months.
That's all my questions. Thank you.
Yep.
You guys
Anyone
have
else?
any
I didn't have
questions?
any questions.
No?
Covered them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Town administrators report.
Yes, Mayor. I gave quite a lengthy report last time that caught the town up on a whole bunch of projects we've been working on. This last couple of weeks, we followed up on some direction that we got from the board. We met with the city of Greeley on water rates, working with Brad Simons on the Cherry Street project. We're going to have some hard numbers on that, that we can give a little better input on what we can do there. One of the big concerns is I have to come up with the stormwater drainage capacity that's coming down Josephine to see if we can add some to it, how much additional space we have in that pipe under, a 100-year event, 50-year event, so that we can make an appropriate decision. I did get an update on the street light on 60. We met with XL. They will be able to get out sometime mid-December to start putting that wire under Alice Street rather than boring under Alice Street. They're going to go to the north side of the intersection there and trench that, since it's dirt anyway. That'll be a lot cheaper, and they can be, there's a few things in the road there that has people concerned in how they get it over to the box. We should have a working signal light, everyone believes, by the middle of January. And that sounds like the best case scenario right now. Colson is working on the east side of Inez now and have finished up on the west side. And if you haven't been up there to look at it, they did a nice job on it. You should go up and look at it. That's a nice improvement for the town. If you came in from the west side of town, you probably saw some real festive Christmas decorations in Windmill Park that were put up this afternoon. We've got electricity out there now, and got a few ornaments and tree lights up. So I think that's about it. We've been working hard on the budget and, getting into year end. Trustee Austin?
Yes, so 46, they're working on the east side. What do they anticipate as their finished date on that? Approximately.
They were hoping to be done by the first of the year, but it depends on weather, so I'd have to check with Randy and see what his thinking is. They've got it trenched for the ditch, for the pipe there. They were going to start milling today, but with the storm coming in, with the severity of it, they didn't want to mill the pavement off of that and then try and catch up next week on that, since they've got the 3-day weekend, or it's going to be a 4-day weekend for them also. If it snows, they said, we'll just hold up a few days, because if it snows, we can plow the snow off of pavement.
Right.
Rather than letting the water get down in the dirt, and they'll be able to keep working better. So that made sense. We've got a spot on the town work slot that they're going to put their millings on.
So we'll still be able to do paving into December, though? It won't be too cold?
As long as their batch plant stays open. It just depends on how long it stays cold for.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to, it's Colorado. One week it can be like this, and the next week it could be 50 degrees again. And if it gets mid-30s and rising, they're going to be pouring.
I see. Thank you.
Any questions from you guys? Or no? No. Consent agenda. We actually have something on there. Consideration for approval of resolution 19-18. I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Town clerk, call for a vote.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Trailer?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin?
Yes.
Mayor Woodcock?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Action agenda. Public hearing for the proposed 2020 budget. It is 6:40. I'm going to open the public hearing.
Just a quick summary on the budget that we were discussing in the work session. What we are proposing in this budget is citywide revenues of $10,141,923 and citywide expenditures of $10,508,558. We'll make a few final adjustments as discussed in the work session, and we'll bring this back for adoption at the December 11th meeting. And I can take questions if you have any.
Do I have any public comment? Any of the public want to ask questions? Nothing.
Please, Chief.
So will we have the actual budget before we adopt it?
Yes, ma'am. We will
Okay.
send it. We will send a copy out to you guys.
Okay, and how will you be sending that?
Since we don't have another meeting between now and then, I would prefer to send it out electronically to you.
Okay.
We also have the ability to have the police department deliver a paper copy if you request that.
Well, you're just sending us the changes, like the pages that had changes, right? Not the whole thing again.
Yeah, we can do either. We can send you the whole thing, or we can send you just pages that have changes. Whatever your preference is.
Just send the whole thing if it's going to come electronically. That way it's less confusing in one
Okay.
packet, please.
Okay.
So before I close the public hearing, are there any comments from the public? I'll keep asking. All right. At 6:42, I close the public hearing for proposed 2020 budget. Moving on to item B, public hearing to review and make recommendations on ordinance 777. And the time is 6:42, and I'm going to open the public hearing.
Mayor and trustees, excuse me. The next public hearing is an ordinance that amends certain chapters of the Milliken Municipal Code and adopts the Milliken design criteria and construction specifications. To give you a little background, town engineer John Vasquez, along with Public Works, Water and Sewer and Community Development staff have been working to update criteria and specifications for public infrastructure, which includes water and sewer utilities, Volume 1, storm drainage, Volume 2, and street specifications, which is Volume 3. Milliken had previously used criteria from the city of Longmont, and the proposed, I'm going to abbreviate it because it's a long title, DCCS Volumes 1 through 3 update the town's infrastructure requirements and provide staff, developers, and public works personnel and the public with clear requirements for construction of streets and other public infrastructure. The proposed ordinance also modifies language in various chapters of the municipal code to remove conflicting standards and to refer directly to this design criteria and construction specifications document. The Planning Commission work session was held on the November 20th prior to the Commission's regular meeting, and at the work session, the town engineer, community development director, attorney, and town administrator explained the document, answered commissioners' questions. Following the work session, a public hearing was conducted by the Planning Commission. There were no public members present, and no one spoke in favor or in opposition to the ordinance from the public. Therefore, the Planning Commission voted unanimously to forward a recommendation of approval to the Board of Trustees. Both the attorney and the town administrator are here to answer any specific questions you have, and I'll also answer any questions you may have.
Well, now that she's done, I'm going to ask any comments from the public? Questions? All right, how about my board? You guys have any questions?
None that is explained in the work session for me.
You guys good? All right, one more time before I close the public hearing. Any questions? Any comments? All right, 6:45, the public hearing to review and make or review ordinance 777 is now closed. I'll take a vote.
A vote?
No, we don't have to vote, do we? No. Make a recommendation.
But we need a motion to approve?
Motion, yeah, there we go.
Ah, there we are. Okay. I move to approve ordinance number 777, amending certain chapters of the Milliken Municipal Code and adopting the Milliken design criteria and construction specifications.
Second.
Town clerk, call for a vote.
Yes, sir. Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Trailer?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin?
Yes.
Mayor Woodcock?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Action agenda item C, consideration and approval of agreement between the town of Milliken and Procode Inc. for building department services and permit software for the town.
Mayor and trustees, the next item before you is to consider approval of an agreement for building department services and permit software for the town. Our current contract is for charges a rate of 50% against certain types of permits. It doesn't include impact fees and I can't think of the word right now, but there are certain fees that the building official is paid from, but not all building permit fees. It's currently at 50%, so we pay 50% against those fees to the current contractor, and the town retains the other 50%. Our current contractor came to us with a proposed increase, which necessitates that we go out for an RFP for services. That was done. We received 2 proposals, both of which were made available to you. The differentiators in the 2 proposals were 55% versus 60%. In addition, one of the proposals, the company that proposed 60%, also included some additional fees based on some inspections that are currently covered and were proposed to be covered as part of that 55% by the other firm. Another motivator for this RFP was we were notified in November that our current permit software was going to be discontinued, for our use of it was going to be discontinued. The permit software was affiliated with our previous building officials company and is not separable from their services. They've been letting us use it for however long it's been, and they notified us that we would no longer have access to that. So the RFP included not just building services, but also permit software. So another differentiator between the 2 companies is the one ProCode who we're recommending allows that permit software to be separable from their building services. So while we retain their services, there's no charge to use the software. But if we determine that we want to go with a different building official or building department services, we can keep the software for a fee. We can continue to use the software for a fee. That is not the case with the other proposer who is Safe Build. I'll just kind of keep it short and offer to answer any questions. We recommend that the contract be awarded to ProCode. Because of the tight turnaround, the RFP closed at 2 o'clock last Thursday. We evaluated them, scored them, determined who we were going to recommend to you, wrote the staff reports. We did not have time to get the actual professional services agreement drafted, so the motion requests that you allow that to be worked up by the town attorney and signed by the mayor.
You guys have any questions? You guys understand pretty much? Got it? No?
Yeah, well, okay, so I like the fact that ProCode works with us. We've had several, like Habitat for Humanity houses and things like that, that they've given us consideration for. And I always think that that comes into play when you're considering a contract, is if we're going to give a little and they're going to give a little, that's important. So they support our community in more than one way, certainly, and that's just one. So I definitely support ProCode.
I have a question, if I could, Mayor. One of the things you said that didn't come to mind until you said it. If we go with a different building company in the future, what's the fee on the software? Do you know what that fee is?
To be announced.
Is there a sign-in fee? Is there an ownership fee? Is there a monthly, annual fee on that? Do you know how much that'd be?
See a suggested motion. All kinds of
Good question. John Giesek, building official for ProCode. First, thank you for receiving our proposal and being such a great town to work for. You're my first town as a building department and for services, and I won't ever forget that, so I appreciate you guys for giving me that opportunity. Our company has grown quite a bit and has been leaps and bounds, and a big part of that was because of Milliken, so I just want to thank you for that. So, the software will be a 1-year licensing agreement. All the data is your data that gets entered into the software. And the fees, we gave a list of fees to Pepper and Carrie.
In here?
No, it's not in the proposal. It's was sent through an email about 3 weeks ago, maybe.
Do you know roughly what it is annually?
Oh, I believe we had a admin. It's per user, so the admin, I believe, was $3,200 a year. The building, just like a building user for just the building side, was around $1,500 a year. So if you add up all your users, you're probably looking at between $6,000 and $10,000 a year for the software.
Okay. Annual fee then?
That's annual fee,
Okay.
yep.
Good.
And so part of this coming over to the software is we donated our time to get it up and running, because we have to migrate all the data from Community Core over into our software. So it takes about 200 hours to get all those, and we have to build all your software. So roughly that, a good hourly rate is about $95 for something like that. So we just donated that time because we value you guys and want to do the right thing and get you a good product. So
When do you think a migration could be completed by? I think we've got a deadline mid-December.
no longer than the 16th of December.
No longer?
Yeah, we'll have it done before then. So we've started already. We've started to upgrade your software and go through the inspections, make sure all those permits are closed out that need to be closed out. We're starting to go through all your workflow processes and fees and everything like that to get a jump on it. So
Okay. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. Yep. Thank you. Again, Jonathan, thanks.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm Kelly Dykstra. You guys, I've met you a few times talking about the plan review or the code changes and everything. I agree with Jonathan. I came over here at the beginning of the year and I absolutely love working with you. We know that, or we heard that this was coming, so we also kind of wanted to thank you guys for waking us up a little bit. We saw an RFP that, we want to model ourselves after. We got some growing to do with just some of the different things. I appreciate Tim. He's doing a job of checking boxes and opening RFPs. Safe Built is going to make us better. And one thing that Trustee or Pro Tem Austin,
Elizabeth is
to add to hers, and I appreciate you saying that because that's exactly where I'm going. The other day we were pretty, I'm going to say, stressed out with this whole bit. And on Friday, we kind of heard the word, that staff recommended us. We appreciate that so much from staff because the other day, as stressed as we were about this, Friday morning, it was either Thursday or Friday morning. And since you mentioned the first name, I don't want to offend anybody, but that day, I was in the parking lot. I saw Leonard getting out of his truck. Hey, Leonard. I saw this crazy guy getting out of a little car that didn't fit because he's usually driving that big old truck, but he's waving to me, and I'm like, hey, Tim. And then I walk in the building, and I say hi to Pepper, Sam, and Carrie. Kind of to your point, it's not just about the money and the donations and all that. I love that we're all first name and we're all on the same team. So appreciate everything you guys do.
Thank you.
One thing I didn't neglect to mention that you may have seen in the RFP, these rates are locked for the next 3 years.
I'll entertain a motion. It's not a public hearing.
I move to accept the proposal from Pro Code Incorporated for building department services and permit software and approve a professional services agreement prepared by the town attorney for signature by the mayor.
Second.
Town clerk, call for a vote.
Yes, sir.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Trailer?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin?
Yes.
Mayor Wilcox?
Yes.
Motion passed.
There's nothing else on the agenda, so I'll take a motion.
Move to adjourn.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
I think Elizabeth wants to leave.